is a yoga class. So over on the other side, I got here a little earlier, and there's like a group of guys over here. They're not here right now, so it gets loud. They get loud. They got their own little book club thing going on. And over there, it's a yoga class. I thought it was yoga. They're doing like some meditation and stretching and stuff like that. I have never seen that at a library. Anyway, we were at chapter 3 of the prequel. So I said I was gonna pick up here. Suguru makes his entrance. Inumaki and Yuta got stuck, and that was because of Gato, but that's what we're gonna pick up. I already did like a voiceover for it. I've already like done the video and the reading and things like that, because I thought that, like, I don't know if you got to hear that, but I'm all the way in the corner and they're all over there. It's pretty loud. At a library, I thought we're supposed to shh. No, it's like a cafeteria. Anyway. So, anyway, I'm gonna play that for you.
I want my distilled water.
He's here.
The whole shelf was empty. I couldn't believe there was not a thing. That's the first 5 sheets. There is more sheets, but that gives you an idea what you can go look at.
I thought I got here early enough. But yeah, I'm just gonna start talking loud now. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so this is the end of chapter 2. You guys saw the intro to Suguru Gato. I love the drawings. They depict him so nihilistic. It's crazy. But yeah, that's how we meet Suguru Gato. We get a little bit of a backstory on the next page, when he actually helps, in quotations, helps a non-sorcerer, helps a human basically who has a curse attached to her. Basically, he could just he exercises it, but he absorbs the curse and uses it. He manipulates it for bad, because he's a bad guy. Take a look at what he does on the next page. Yeah, he's just a bad guy all the way across the board. And he's got a plan. He is going to like invade Jujutsu High, and there he is, his grand entrance on a big old pelican, a bird, with his the people that follow him. I didn't even know who these people are, these characters, but basically like they're bad guys too. And it's funny because on the previous page Yuta knew something was wrong, but nobody was trying to believe him, and now look what happens. But basically Suguru introduces himself to Yuta and tells him like he wants his help because he knows he has Rika, and he wants to destroy all non-sorcerers, like kill all humans. Wild. You look at Yuta's face, and Gojo is basically like, step away from him, step away from all my students. But on the bottom left, this is what I really love, the explanation as to who Panda is. So Gato is like, oh yeah, your precious students, you know, a special grade cursed human, and abrupt mutation cursed corpse. That is who Panda is. What? Leave it to Gato to introduce, or excuse me, fully explain who Panda is. And then he says Inumaki, the cursed speech user, and the Zenin family failure. You'll find out later who Maki is actually like related to, but the way he introduced her, and she was so not trying to have that because she felt like totally disrespected. And neither was Yuta. Yuta was like don't talk about my friends like that. But basically, Suguru came here to declare war. December 24th, we are gonna have a all-out war. You guys just see here on the page. It's like a whole battlefield, like 100 demons and curses and stuff. It's crazy. I probably shouldn't even be reading this, but it's just wild. And then Gojo is like, "You think you're gonna leave?" And he's like, "Don't even try it. Don't even think about it," because he can definitely take out all the students. Not Yuta, but he's like, they're all in my way. Or, you know, basically he can take them all out. And then on the next page, we see Gato like clowning, because, you know, the higher ups, I call them the higher ups, but they're definitely knowing that Gato cannot be taken out because he has all these curses, and he's just clowning them. But here Gato is scheming. He's doing the percentage. He knows that Rika ups the percentage to like 99% of Gojo and his students winning, and he will definitely lose. So the plan is to kill Yuta. Basically, they're gonna isolate Yuta, but he has to, as long as like Gato's the one that kills him, he can then absorb Rika, the curse, because he's a cursed manipulator. What? He can manipulate curses, and he's gonna use Rika for bad. We already know that. So that's where we kind of like leaving off. back at Jujutsu High, they called away the 2 other students, so Maki and Yuta are here again, and we get a little backstory for Maki as to why she's so angry and her whole like family history. You guys could pause and read it here, but basically she's from one of the big 3 Jujutsu sorcerer families, and she has no power, but we're gonna go into like, and she wants to spite her family, and that's why she's at Jujutsu High still. And now, bam, Gato is here. He puts a curtain over, like, you know, the veil type thing. And there he is, his entrance. And Gojo knows, there's Gojo and Miguel, they're about to fight. But Gojo knows that Gato is over at the high school. And bam, he's like, so you're here. Oh gosh, Maki and Gato are about to face off. So Gojo sends Inumaki and Panda over to the high school. They have to go right now and protect them with their life. So, and they are totally for it. So you see how he like kind of like teleports them. I forget what it's called. And Miguel's still trying to fight Gojo, but he pulls his blindfold out. He's like, not right now. He's got to protect his students. And then bam, there goes Panda and Inumaki just pulling up on Gato. And this fight scene with Panda and Gato was pretty cool. It was like action packed, as you guys can see, even from like the manga here. Inumaki's coming for him with his cursed speech, and Gato's like cracking up because he knows that they're here to protect Yuta. You know, Gato's always just trying to like save the sorcerers and not the humans, but Yuta's not having it, so he's gonna face off with Gato, and there he goes telling Rika, let's go. That's crazy. It's just like action packed the next few pages because this is just the battle between Yuta and Gato. That's how chapter 3 ends, with Yuta facing off with Gato, summoning Rika. And look at the bottom right, chapter 4. Panda thought he was gonna get some shine. He got some shine with that fight, can't lie, that was a good fight. But this is how chapter 4 opens up, with Yuta and Rika coming for Gato. And there's the fight. He tells Rika basically like, you first, queen of curses. He already knows. Rika almost like accidentally tries to kill Maki. I guess she got a little like jealous, or she just thought like she was the bad guy, and Yuta was like, don't kill her, I owe her my life. So he's like, we gotta go after him. And so she doesn't kill Maki, she goes after Gato. So Yuta brings out the cursed sigil. It's the Inumaki sigil, basically. Like, it's like that horn, and he could basically say words like die, which I think he does say die. And there goes like, you know, basically like what Inumaki does. But he says it's difficult to use. I think even the horn breaks. I'm calling it a horn because, you know, it's one of those sirens, those loudspeaker things. But as you can see, like, he said it was difficult to use. Back over on the other side, Gojo fighting Miguel. This was such a sick fight in the anime. Oh, so I was looking for like different things that could have been different, or things that could have been different, sorry. And so basically, like, when he starts off, there's this curse that comes off to the right, and Gojo's like, get out. But in the show, he's like, you're in the way, and he just like blasts him out the way. And on the bottom, that, I forget that guy's name, he's like, oh no, Gojo's mad. In the anime, he was like, Gojo snapped. And then he just purple hollows this guy. Honestly, he kind of just like hits him with the best 2-piece like you'll probably ever see. Like, Ryu couldn't even done that 2-piece better. Next, we have, back on the other side, we have Yuta facing off with Gato again with Rika. You saw the katana sword that he had, all that cursed energy was imbued in him. Gato pulls out his cursed spirits, and you already know he has like 4,461 cursed spirits that he could just use, and that's why everybody was kind of nervous about him. He told Yuta like he shouldn't have been using all that cursed energy like that quick, and then Yuta was like, he just punched him. And now we're at the part where all these, you know, curses that Gato can use against him, Yuta just gives Rika a hug, like goodbye, and basically promises her like he's gonna die with her to borrow her power. Like, he's making like a pact with her, like if she lends him like all her power, he's gonna die with her. And then boom, Gato was so pissed off about that. He was like, you womanizer, this is about justice. And Yuta was like, this is about love. And then, as you see on that last scene, everything exploded, and then we get left with like what just happened. Gato's kind of like shivering, like, oh no, like he got beat up. And now we see this scene right here, which is the most, oh my gosh, it's so sentimental. We find out that Gato and Gojo are besties. They were besties. Like, they knew each other. You see the bottom right, they were laughing, they had memories. That's crazy. So now back, Yuta wakes up, everybody's fine. Panda, Inumaki, Maki, they're all alive. And on the left here, we see like Rika waiting for Yuta. Yuta is like, basically, I made a pact with her and I gotta go. And so basically, he's gonna die. Like he got caught up in the moment. But yeah. Anyway, Gojo actually found out that Yuta is like a long distance kind of relative, and he basically has the power to curse people. So he actually really did curse Rika. Because he didn't want her to die. When they were kids, he kept saying like, oh no, I don't want her to die. And basically he placed a curse on her, and that's why she got stuck with him. So curse unraveled. Boom. Yeah, so now Rika is actually a little girl. But she like crosses over to the other side. So she's kind of free, which is actually good, and that's how it ended. But you know, basically she has her freedom. She doesn't gotta stay stuck, you know, as a monster, even though she had more time, and she like thanked him for that. But and then lastly, we do see Gojo giving back the ID that Geto said to give to Yuta, and Yuta's like, well, who gave this to you? He's like, you found it? Well, no, he's like, you found it? And Gojo's like, nah, my best friend gave it to me. Gojo and Geto are besties. That's what we find out in the prequel. And then it ends with Yuta holding the katana sword, and he's wearing the ring, so he still has Rika's like cursed energy. So that's the end of the prequel, all 4 chapters. Didn't I tell you, the battlefield, page after page, it was just kind of like action packed, and I do love how the panels are drawn, like the illustration. I like it a lot. So looking forward to, I'm pretty sure volumes 1 and 2 of the manga were published before the prequel. I think the prequel events take place before volumes 1 and 2, but volumes 1 and 2 were actually published before the prequel. But I just read the prequel first, and then now we're gonna go into volumes 1 and 2. But I'm looking forward to seeing like if Yuta makes another appearance, because watching season 2, and Geto definitely talks about how Yuta and him took down Geto. So it's gonna be cool, because you see how the prequel ended with Yuta with the sword and the ring that has all that cursed energy imbued into it and stuff like that. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool to see if he makes another entrance. But yeah, I'm watching season 2 now. I'm gonna start reading volume 1. I might speed read through that just so that way I can get to volumes 2 and 3. And yeah, so I've been enjoying it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. Peace.